Hello, everybody. Welcome to my first Let's Play, I suppose. So, yeah, I decided the first series I would do to try this out is Final Fantasy VII. Now, why Final Fantasy VII? This game is like the most well-known JRPG of all time. Everybody's played it, everyone's talked about it. The reason I chose this game is for a few reasons. So first is, it is probably considered not only the most popular Final Fantasy, but also the most overrated. I was also of this opinion for a long time, until I finally played through the game in its entirety 2 years ago, and very quickly kind of realized why there's so many reasons that this game stands out so much more than the rest, and I just kind of love it. You know, that's really as simple as it goes. Is just this game's phenomenal. Another reason is it's a very politically dense game that a lot of people might not be either aware of or willing to accept. More so the latter, because I definitely would call this game the furthest thing from subtle. It has a lot of political themes that I still feel are not only still important today, but actually even more telling than maybe they were 10 years ago. And then another reason is, even though this is a game a lot of people have played, it's also maybe a game not a lot of people know a lot about. And by that I mean secrets in the game that are a little more obtuse, things regarding production, and things with the localization as well. So I kind of just want to dive into all the different sides of this game. With that out of the way, I suppose we can just go ahead and, you know, as Let's Players often say, let's just jump right in.
Come on, newcomer, follow me.
All right. So man, what a badass opening. Just gotta say right off the bat. I know, like, if you play this game today for the first time, you kind of look at some of this and you're like, you look at Cloud and you're just kind of like, bro, this is what people were freaking out about in 1997. But you really gotta understand, like, how mind-boggling it was that they created such a cinematic set piece to open the game with at that time. Anyway, if you check both of these unconscious / dead soldiers, well, looks like we won't get a chance. They both have potions. But anyway, here we go. Our first battle. So, for those who aren't familiar with Final Fantasy, a lot of these turn-based ones are popular for their ATB system, which I forgot actually off the top of my head what it stands for, which is embarrassing. Basically, everything moves at its own pace. So even if you are, you know, even if your turn has started and you're still going through the menuing, enemies can still attack. That said, if we go to our menu, there's actually a few options. Recommended is what you start with. But if you want something that's a little more lenient, the wait option, basically once it is someone's turn, all ATB gauges will pause until that person has finished inputting their attack. So if that's a little stressful, you can always do that. But to be honest, I would definitely not really consider this game necessarily difficult. But just if it's something that gives you a bit of anxiety, you know, that might help. Guess I can't talk to you. Wow, you used to be in Soldier, huh? Not every day you find one in a group like Avalanche. Soldier, aren't they the enemy? What's he doing with us in Avalanche? He was in Soldier, Jesse, but he quit and is with us now. I didn't catch your name. Hey! And yeah, because there's no voice acting in the series yet, we can just name our characters whatever we want. I'm gonna keep all their names default, though. Cloud. Cloud, eh? I don't care what your names are. Once this job's over, I'm out of here. The hell you all doing? I thought I told you to never move in a group. Our target's the North Mako reactor. We'll meet on the bridge in front of it. Ex-soldier, huh? I don't trust you. And it's our first party member. It's Barrett. You know him, you love him. And if you don't know him and you don't love him, you'll learn. Press the directional buttons while pressing the 0 to run. You know, it's funny. That's actually hasn't been updated in this version. Or never mind, sorry. No, ignore me. I'm thinking of OG. So yeah, a thing that's going to throw me off a lot, and God, before we even got into gameplay, that where it matters, is in the original game, circle was your confirm button, and X was the run button and your cancel button. I am used to that because I played this on PC initially, which has the same control scheme, but I'm playing this on PS4 where they switched it. You may notice, by the way, we also have magic commands. You do start with ice and bolt. Ice is a move. So right now, pretty much any magic is going to do more damage to enemies. So I do recommend it to guys that you can't kill in one hit with your sword. But I will warn you, ice is kind of notoriously not fantastic in this game. A lot of enemies eventually start to resist it, and very few are actually weak to it. Bolt, on the other hand, we will very quickly see is quite useful. Now, on the topic of saying, like, Barrett, you know him, you love him, I am genuinely curious. To any of y'all watching, has anyone here, A, never played Final Fantasy VII, B, maybe played the remake but not the original, or vice versa, and C, hasn't even seen Final Fantasy VII? Because I knew shockingly little about this game going into it. There's one big spoiler we're not going to go into, by the way. Listen, I know this is the most well-known game with the most well-known spoilers of all time. Let's be kind to anyone who might not have actually played this game before, and just assume nobody's played this game, and don't give any spoilers in the comments, even if they're obvious to you. But I thought just having like one big spoiler was everything, and there is so much more to this game. And boy, it really did make so much of this game hit harder for me once I realized that. I'll secure your escape passage. You concentrate on the mission, Cloud. Geez, we're really gonna blow up this huge furnace. I can't read. We got to get used to that. We're really going to blow this huge furnace up. This will become something to see. All right. Yeah, sorry, I'm not, speech impediments be damned, you know. I'm not very good at reading. These guys, I don't think these guys are, like, particularly notable. They're a bit beefier. So, yeah, just honestly, if I'm being real, I just spam bolt throughout the entire area once we reach the reactor. So, yeah, let's just do that. Though, I probably should save a little bit. Yeah, I maybe don't go crazy on the magic now that I think about it. I will take that potion, though. Because we are going to want it for sure. We're going to want some reserve magic. Ooh. All right. Spooky-ass music. Yo, this your first time in a reactor? No, after all, I did work for Shinra, you know. The planet's full of Mako energy. People here use it every day. It's the lifeblood of this planet, but Shinra keeps sucking the blood out of these weird machines. With these weird machines. I'm not here for a lecture. Let's just do it. All right, you come with me from now on. Barrett's joined the party. Yippee! Biggs and I got the code for this door. Okay. Code deciphered. Code deciphered. Awesome. Now, before we move on, if we come down here, we got a little treasure chest. A little introduction to some of the ways you'll find items strewn about the world in this dungeon. Phoenix down. That will revive a party member with about, is it half health? I believe. If not, I'll put text on screen correcting me. Push that button over there. Okay. Bang. Switch on. I like to think Cloud's saying that out loud. He's not just pressing the button. He's like, he presses it and goes, pshoo, you know? Anyone else annoying as hell and does things like that? Little by little, the reactors will drain out all the life, then that'll be that. It's not my problem. The planet's dying, Cloud. The only thing I care about is finishing this job before the security and the robo-guards come. So angry. So worth mentioning, I've only played through the original Final Fantasy VII, and I'm only familiar with the original Final Fantasy VII. I'll bring up some things regarding the remakes here and there, but because I haven't fully played them on my own, and I'm not particularly fond of them, I don't think I'm the right person to really go into the deep details of, you know, how is the remake different from this scene and this scene. But I will say that is one scene I do really like in the remake. Has very good characterization of Cloud and Barrett. That I very much enjoy. Okay, so these turret guys. This is where Bolt becomes very useful. So pretty much any enemy that's like a machine type guy, you want to use Bolt. Makes sense that a machine would be weak to electricity. Pretty straightforward. And yeah, as you can see, Cloud and Barrett both act at different times. So their ATB gauges will start at different rates, and the rate at which they build up will change as well, which is all dependent on their speed stat, which we'll get a little more into stats later. I don't want to overload y'all with boring tech talk quite yet. Press X in front of a ladder. Yeah, okay. I don't want to overload you with boring tech talk. If you press X, your character will interact with the ladder. I believe there's an item. Yes. So yeah, so sometimes items won't just be in chests, but will be little physical objects, and they come in many shapes and sizes, so keep an eye out. You received a potion. Yippee! These guys. Back attack! What the hell? Okay, that's a little rude. Yeah, so as you can see, back attacks sometimes... back attacks will make you deal, or not deal more damage, take more damage. But I mean, the enemies here, it's your tutorial dungeon. You really don't gotta worry so much about, like, doing well. The only reason I'm using spells and stuff is really to, like, show off that you can. But unless a guy is made of metal, I wouldn't worry all too much. Yeah, and then every enemy here drops potions, so you shouldn't feel too unwilling to use potions. I'm definitely the type of person where I'm like, I don't want to waste items, because what if I need them later? Hey! How does it feel, jackass? But yeah, preemptive strike, as you can imagine, it's just, what if you got the back attack? Wow. But yeah, I'm the type of person where I'm always worried about, you know, what if I need this item later? You will come across potions and stuff a lot. Don't feel too worried about using them a lot. Plus, you get a lot of opportunities to heal when you really need it as well. At least for the first few hours of this game, I really wouldn't worry too much about, like, conserving your items, especially regular potions, because if you want me to be honest, regular potions become obsolete so fast. Like, I would say after just the first few hours, they heal so little that you kind of just don't bother. Yeah, 100 HP, and as you can see, we already have 300. So that's a third of our health, but like 5 hours from now, these will do like an eighth of our health. You're really not going to be missing them a whole lot. Anyway, yeah, so now here, save point. Please, oh please, Yooree, tell us what a save point does. It saves your game. And obviously, being an old JRPG, save a lot. You never know when they're going to throw some BS at you. Also, one thing I will say, so this will be a 100% series. I'm going to be getting everything. If you are going for 100%, I definitely recommend creating multiple saves at different parts of the game, because boy, oh boy, there is some missable stuff in this game, and it can get a little frustrating. So as long as you prepare for it, that keeps you from having to replay the entirety of a 60-hour game because you got to the very end and realized you actually missed something at hour 10, you know? Anyway, a little orb on the ground. We got the restore materia. We'll go a little more into what materia actually is in the next couple episodes, but just know that this is a good thing. So we can already use bolt and we can already use ice. This will allow us to use cure, or I was about to say life, but I'm getting my JRPGs mixed up. Cure is what it's called in other games. Ignore me. But yeah, if you ever see a little orb on the ground, that's going to be materia. And basically, you never want to miss out on those. So keep your eyes peeled, because there are some missable ones later on. When we blow this place, it ain't going to be nothing more than a hunk of junk. Cloud, you set the bomb. Shouldn't you do it? Just do it. I gotta watch and make sure you don't pull nothing. Fine, I'll do it. Owie. Watch out! This isn't just a reactor. It's my sister? What's wrong? Huh? What's wrong? Hurry it up. Yeah, sorry. Oh yeah, I never did finish that thought, by the way. Well, maybe now is not the time. After this, we'll talk about what I was talking about within the elevator scene. Heads up, here it comes. Ah, jeez. All right, and it's our first boss, baby. Not to be confused with the boss baby. So this guy, he's a big robot mech. So as you can imagine, he is weak to bolt. Locked on target, all that means is he's notating who he's going to attack next. Really isn't much deeper than that. Which gives me a chance to try this out. So if you click right on your commands, well, okay, never mind. He actually acted before I could defend. You can defend, which will basically just reduce the damage you take by half. That said, when you take damage, you can build up your limit gauge. And I'm actually shocked Barrett was the first one to show this off. So every character has different limit attacks, limit breaks, if you will. This was the first game that had them. And for Barrett and Cloud, for the most part, they're going to be like big damaging moves. Well, Barrett has a couple that aren't quite that. In fact, actually one of his early ones does that. But you might be thinking, oh man, but if it's a really powerful move, I should probably keep that until I need it? Well, first of all, it actually covers your... Ah, shit. Hold on. Barret, be careful. Attack while its tail's up. It's going to counterattack with its laser. That line drives me nuts, man. So what he's saying is, if you attack with while its tail's up, it will attack you with the laser. Not that you should attack with its tail up. As you could see, because I already inputted an attack, I kind of, you know, got messed up by that. I don't think I need to worry about... I'll go ahead and use another potion on Cloud. Why not? But yeah, because it's active time battle, though, you can just wait. If you did happen to put your ATB gauge on wait mode, you can just keep defending or healing to pass by the time. But yeah, so you might be thinking, well, if it's a strong move, I should save it for bosses. A, it actually replaces your attack command, so you can't do your regular attack until you use your limit break. And B, you actually definitely want to use your limit breaks as much as possible. They are very, very useful, and the more you use them, you'll unlock stronger ones. So... And my god, Barret, he hates Barret because Barret has gotten the chance to do 2 of these. Oh, well, he almost did. But yeah, as long as you just don't attack while its tail is up, despite your instructions, Seymour, yeah, it's not a hard boss. Look at that, we both leveled up, and we got an assault gun for Barret. Come on, let's get out of here. 10 minutes to detonation. Yeah, so something evil, even if you pause here, yes, time does continue to go on, but it's fine because I gotta equip Barret with a new weapon. So, let's go ahead and do that. I feel like there's supposed to be music playing here. There is definitely music supposed to be playing here. My game bugged. Give me a second. There we go. Okay, I just had to save and quit. This is the music that's supposed to be playing. Yeah, sorry. I don't know if this is a PS4 version or a port thing, but there's been a couple times in my practice run of this game that that has happened where some music just doesn't play for some reason. Yeah, it definitely doesn't help that this is supposed to be a really intense set piece. Anyway, before you move on, let's go talk to Jesse here. You all right? My leg got stuck. Thanks. Don't know how. You weren't really moving around, though. I guess maybe the explosion of the boss shook the place a bit. Yeah, you definitely want to do that before you move on, because if you don't, you'll get to the end of this escape sequence and have to come all the way back. So, be careful about that. That said, it might seem like 10 minutes is not a long time. It's plenty of time. Don't be too stressed. Like I said, this is the tutorial dungeon. They're not going to throw anything quite that mean at you. That said, a shoddy localization job can't quite aid in that that mentality, but believe me, I have plenty to say about the localization of this game. Much later on. Yeah, Cloud's actually starting to get pretty low on MP, but I don't think we should run into too many more enemies. This is another good time that using magic is good, just to clear these guys out faster, but as you can see, even when we weren't using magic, it was pretty straightforward. All right, switch on. Yeah. Yes. All right. And yeah, see, this is why you needed Jessie, because if you didn't get her, she wouldn't have been here to open this door for you. Also, if you missed the Phoenix down earlier, you can grab it, but I mean, it's a bit stressful to grab it now, but I mean, we have 6.5 minutes. We'll probably be fine. But Phoenix Downs aren't particularly rare, and to be honest, I wouldn't expect needing to use them for a while, but you never know. And honestly, if I ever say something like, you shouldn't have trouble with this, and then, you know, you do, don't feel bad. It's an old JRPG. I'm aware a lot of JRPG fans, I mean fans of any game, like that are really dedicated to the genre or the series, can be very know-it-all or mean. This game, you know, when you're used to more modern JRPGs, there's some stuff that can be a bit mean or obtuse for what you're used to. And, you know, I think we should really be nicer to people regarding stuff like that instead of scaring them off from the things we love. That should keep the planet going, at least a little longer. Yeah. Okay, now everyone get back. God, the way the pre-rendered backgrounds meld into the pre-rendered, like the CG cutscenes is so cool.
All right, now let's get out of here. Rendezvous at Sector 8 Station. Split up and get on the train. Hey, if it's about your money, wait till we get back.
All right. And now that we've taken down the first Mako reactor, I think that's a pretty good place to end the video. It actually went on longer than I thought. So, first I just want to say thank you to any of y'all that took the time to watch this video and get to the end. I'm aware that this pivot to Let's Play stuff, which is already a pretty not super popular format anymore, might not have been everybody's cup of tea. So I really do appreciate y'all who took the time to check it out. And in the next video, we'll see if Cloud gets his gosh dang money maybe. So thanks again for stopping by, and I'll see some of y'all in the next one.